What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. First things first, I want to start this video off with talking about the trading challenge. We didn't really make a large move on the trading challenge for a couple of weeks, but I know we mentioned it and we took a trade in Carvana and AI just to kind of get warmed up. The account started with 300. We are now sitting at 313.90. So about a $14 gain just on stock alone, and we made that trade last week. Ended up selling some positions today. Still hold 3 AI and 1 Carvana. AI also has earnings tonight, so we will see how that goes. Shout out to all of the people already following me over on Frenetically. There are so many of you guys who are already following me, so shout out to you guys. And what's so good about this is you can copy my trade by just pressing a button. It's going to be the third link under the video if you want to follow me on Frenetically so that you guys can copy my trades. But overall, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Let's start the video. Now, Bittrex, the crypto exchange that was selling tokenized securities of AMC and GameStop that they claimed were backed 1-to-1, which exceed the total number of shares in existence, just like FTX did, is now closing down. And we saw a temporary pop in AMC's chart as well as GameStop's once FTX ended up closing down, and now Bittrex is closing down. Who's to say that there aren't these tokens trading somewhere else, but it is definitely something to pay attention to. Now, before we get into AMC's chart, AMC had another order imbalance on the buy side of 97,900 shares, so they could not match the sellers. And one thing I wanted to note, because we track XRP with AMC as well as Ethereum Classic, they trade in tandem with one another. XRP is still sitting in the point of interest, waiting to get its move one way or the other, and it does look like it is going to climb, especially with what's happening with the overall crypto market as well as the S&P 500. So we tracked back here, got this gap up, this sell-off, gap up, sell off, the mid-range, the first climb, and we are kind of sitting right here, right? So we may be a little bit early lining up this point of interest, but it does look like XRP is going to get a move, which means AMC would also get a move. Also, Ethereum Classic going up for another climb, another retest on this ascending trend line, does look good as well. Now, AMC, this is what we tracked. We looked for this gap up, and GameStop has earnings tonight, so we could very well see that start of the gap up today as we speak. But again, we are now halfway through the week, and towards the end of the week, these stocks don't like to do too well. So we may see some sort of move coming into next week or the week after during a Santa Claus rally. Overall, we're just sitting, waiting for AMC to get volume, waiting for AMC to get a gap up, and the chart doesn't look too bad. Trading at $7.08, held that support at $7, and we are waiting for that gap higher. Touching on some Ortex numbers, 10.18% short interest. We know it's plenty higher than that. The float probably sold time and time again, but that is what is being reported to us, so we didn't see a drop in short interest. Also another good thing. AMC, 5.9 million shares available to borrow against it. That was recently 4.7, so now it is rising. Calls expiring in the money, almost 18,000 compared to 5,000 puts expiring in the money, as well as 157,000 calls expiring out of the money as of right now. So hopefully AMC does start to climb so that premium isn't just handed over to market makers. Plus, a ton of people betting bullish on next week as well for AMC. Short exempts extremely high. They aren't letting it run just yet, but again, that T plus 35, they do have to locate these shares. And GameStop, again, just like yesterday's video, assuming we got a double top back here before the run in January, and we are going to be bullish, right? Assuming we are going to be bullish, tracking a previous cycle, right? Got this little U in the chart after the first gap up. In this case, it's inverse, right? Got the U in the chart after a gap down, and we have been scaling down in this pattern while this was scaling up in this pattern. And we could see GameStop go one way or the other for earnings, of course. I'm not here to give you a prediction on earnings. There are a couple things to note. There's a gap fill to the downside around $13.50, and that may get filled during earnings, but that may get filled and then it may climb back up because earnings are volatile. Either way, the two price targets for bullish and bearish, I'm watching $13.50 and then I'm watching $18.50. Those are the two zones of either bull, bear case scenario for GameStop. If you think GameStop earnings is going to climb and open green tomorrow, drop a bull in the comments down below. If you think it is going to open red and drop during earnings, drop a bear in the comments down below. GameStop, 250,000 shares available to borrow. Call to put ratio expiring in the money, 9,000 compared to 4,000, and 66,000 expiring out of the money, as well as 102,000 for next week. So a lot of people are betting bullish on GameStop. That would be bad for market makers if earnings is very, very solid and we do gap higher. A lot of calls are going to go in the money. Short exempts still very high, especially for GameStop. 261, then 138, and then 125,000. Keep in mind, day-to-day basis, we barely see 1,000, let alone 5,000. Now, BOE rings alarm bells on hedge funds' risky trades. Net short position in Treasury futures jumped to $800 billion, and central banks also warned on opacity of a private credit market. The Bank of England stepped up warnings about hedge funds shorting U.S. Treasury futures, saying its measure of the net position is now larger before the dash for cash crisis in March of 2020. So another warning for margin calls, hedge funds, over-leveraged trades, etc. We've been talking about this. Plus, I'm going to give you the too long didn't read of this. EU participants in the over-the-counter derivatives market were given an exemption on margin rules, initial and variation margin on equity options. However, that exemption is currently scheduled to end on January 4th of 2024. So we have this December 15th date for the swaps. We have the January 4th date for this exemption on margin rules to expire. Now, before we get into some additional stuff, the S&P 500, Tesla, crypto, to close out the video, I forgot to ask you guys to please hit the like button on the video. Also hit that subscribe button and have that post notification bell icon hit so you guys don't miss it when I upload another video. Also guys, if you want to come talk with me, hey lottery stocks, can you post a video about this, or what do you think about this trade? Join the Discord. The link is in the top of the description or pinned in the top comments. At least go watch the trailer and decide for yourself if you want to join, but it is a coffee a month. Cheapest Discord on YouTube, best Discord on YouTube, overall best vibes, best people in there. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. Also, if you want 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash, use my link, sign up for Moomoo, and make a deposit of any amount to start earning 5%, as well as up to 15 free stocks for doing absolutely nothing. Plus, free level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short for free, and viewing other exchanges. All of that will benefit your trading. Great platform to use, keeps your money insured, much better than Robinhood or any other free broker out there. Now, before we touch on the SPY, odds of rate cuts beginning as soon as January 2024 are rising quickly. There is now a 15% chance of rate cuts beginning next month. The base case shows a 56% chance of rate cuts beginning in March, and markets are currently expecting a total of 5.25 basis point rate cuts in 2024. Still, the Fed has yet to discuss the possibility of this, but this is what people are expecting. So the December meeting may be a big nothing burger. However, coming into 2024, if they don't cut rates, which is what is being expected, and they haven't talked about it, that could be a bearish case scenario for the SPY, at least temporarily, right? That could cause the SPY to flash down. Do you guys think that will occur? Let me know in the comments down below. SPY trading at 457.08, up 0.1% on the day, still in this zone, and it doesn't look bad. Volume is fading, but it's just consolidating once again. Kinda got a double top, but if you take a look at the VIX, which measures the volatility for the S&P 500, it is extremely low. Anyone holding on to their SPY is not worried. Anyone holding it knows that we are in a bull market. This is going to last a while, and essentially they are not fearful. Not only that, but we are nearing the Fed crisis. We are nearing rate cuts. We are nearing the sunshine and rainbows, right? We are at the top of the mountain, about to climb over and get the prize. Okay, so people aren't really worried about the overall market. I am in puts. It's a risky bet, but just based off of the December cycles, I expect to flash down, flash back up, climb in January, February, yada, yada, yada. Overall, whipsaw. Tesla up 2.55% on the day. We chop traded back here in the blue cycle, got the gap up, and then retraced. Chop trade, gap up. We didn't retrace. We are just consolidating. It doesn't have to play out exact, but it does often rhyme, right? And with that being said, we have until January 30th to see Tesla make a retracement or break back above 250, okay? With that being said, I am still in my calls. It's looking good on Tesla. We could still get that retracement down to at least 225. Just be aware of that. Bitcoin 43,763. I was watching it all last night when I was hanging out with my friend, and Bitcoin was absolutely flying, coming up, breaking 44. Expect a consolidation and maybe a retracement down to 40k, but Bitcoin overall is showing extreme strength coming into the halving event, as well as a potential BlackRock Bitcoin ETF approval early 2024. So plenty of catalysts that will push Bitcoin higher, as well as analyst price target, giving it a 200k price target for 2024 or 2025. Overall, continuing to add in Bitcoin If it comes down to 40, I will be purchasing more Bitcoin. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are adding Bitcoin. Now, a couple things. Gary Gensler and the SEC postpones decision on Grayscale Ethereum spot ETF until the end of January. And Coinbase launches a new feature allowing users to send Bitcoin and crypto via WhatsApp, Instagram, and TikTok. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to join the Discord, get your free stocks by using my link, signing up for Moomoo, and making a deposit. Also, come follow me on Frenetically before we make another trade so that you can copy it with just a click of a button. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.